treatment, especially taking into account din na yung age may just be a number.
So, in your opinion, do you think discrimination in the workplace, such as companies, schools, and other government establishments, are available?
Okay, discrimination, as I see it, I mentioned earlier that it may be inevitable, but there are really ways and means you can do in order to lessen, or as you say, in order to avoid having this particular discriminatory practices. There are ways, important of which is for you to recognize that every person, every individual is different from the other. So recognition of this difference is key, so that you will be able to see that a certain person may have his own qualities and capacities that are not with the other person, but this other person naman may have his or her own talent, skills, and capacities. So it may be avoided if you recognize the fact that every person is different from each other, from one another. It may also be avoided if you would keep an open mind of looking at the positive side in every person. So instead of focusing on the negative, instead of focusing on certain biases and prejudice which you may already have in mind pertaining to this person, instead of already telling yourself, even without getting to work with this person, that itong si ganito, talagang may ugali ito. So if you would be more open to looking into the positive side of the person, and if you would be more objective into looking at the at facts, at actual experiences which you have had with this person, then you may be able to avoid or lessen looking at him in a discriminatory way.
So, do you think discriminations affect work abilities?
Yes, definitely discrimination affects work abilities. For example, if you would be the type of person who would be discriminated, say in terms of your color, or say in terms of your overall appearance, then automatically you may feel, or you may be made to feel inferior about yourself. You would be thinking of yourself as, bakit kaya nila ako tinitingnan ng ganito? Siguro, may mali sa akin. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that meron talagang mali sa'yo. Pero dahil sa yun yung naririnig mo sa iba, at a certain point, dumarating sa isip mo na, teka, baka nga may mali talaga sa akin. And with that, a particular response which you may opt to choose is avoidance. Iiwasan mo na lang sila. Hindi mo na lang sila kakausapin. So pag ginawa mo yun, you will be alienated from the group. You will have low self-esteem, and at the same time, you may be missing the opportunity of getting updates, reminders on certain policies, changes in procedures. Hindi mo na to na nakukuha. In terms of learning din, wala isolated ka na. Nahiwalay ka from that group. And in that sense, you failing to get to interact more with people who may be able to provide you with further information, in the long run, maaaring maapektuhan din yung iyong performance or yung iyong probability of developing abilities.
We don't have a question.
Yes.
In general, sir, what do you think about discrimination in the workplace we'll see in the future, if it exists, if it still exists?
Okay. In terms of the workplace, discrimination in the workplace, especially in first world countries, I would say that it has quite gone down as compared to the previous years. Especially in the first world, they make it a point that their laws, their different bills, would be in accordance and in support of non-discriminatory practices. With first world countries, nakikita natin yung improvement kasi mahigpit din sila not only in passing these particular laws in Congress or in their Senate, pero in terms of implementation din. In the US, it's very easy for you to file a libel suit or to sue your employer because of discriminatory practices. Yun nga lang, sadly, here in the third world countries, although meron namang improvement in lessening discrimination, hindi siya as significant as compared to the first world. Yes, meron, pero dahil sa yung sinasabi natin na pangil ng batas hindi ganun ka talim, hindi ganun ka na-implement. And it would take you years and years if I would be filing a suit against my organization. It may take me several years before I get to receive a court decision. So, for that, you will be needing budget, you will be needing resources, you will be allotting time. To the point na napakahirap para sa atin mag-pursue ng ganong cases. Kaya, in our country, medyo mas ano pa rin, mas talamak pa rin, or mas na-observe pa rin. Pero yun nga, good to point out is, nalilesen naman siya, especially now na nag-evolve na yung business. Focusing more and giving greater priorities to the people rather than just on the business and numbers.
That would be it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your
Okay.
Thank you, sir.